Hi, everyone. Hello. Welcome to the program. I'm here. It's Wednesday, and that's about it. Hello. Nice to hang out on a Wednesday. Try and mess around with some, I don't know, some video game stuff. I might mess around with some video game stuff today. I'm going to try out, there's I found, Bryn was talking about it on the Discord, and I started following up on it and seeing what the status of this was. And I guess someone has made a Marvel Heroes private server for the past year or so, but it sounds like recently, just last month, it was updated to where now you can kind of play through the story content. I think prior to that, it was like, hey, there's the big combat zone works, but there's all this other stuff. So I don't know. It's been so long since I've seen Marvel Heroes that I thought it would be fun to try to do this. I am just gonna install this stuff now. Okay, it wants me to select my game folder. Setup successful. Run startserver.bat to start the server, and then start the client. Okay, all right. Okay, we're gonna start server.bat. Always fun to just run batch files. Sight unseen. You like to think, and this is dumb, but you like to think that, these things are on GitHub, and GitHub has some amount of but there's scanning for viruses, and then there's like this batch file is just malicious, and it's it's not a virus per se. Someone might want to run a batch file that completely erases all of their hard drives. You never know. Start client auto login.bat. Well, all right. I don't know, man. It surely it can't be this easy. I have not run a private server locally for a pretty long time. All my monitors just went dark, and now they're coming back up. Okay. Old games, multi-monitors, Windows 11. There's a lot of stuff along the way that can be weird. But let's see if we can head over here.
I am Uatu, the
Hi.
Watcher.
I am alt-tabbing out of this application to try to capture it.
I have been charged with observing your world since before humanity reigned as the dominant species. I have watched legends born.
Okay, now we're tabbing back into it, which will make everything freak out again.
And return when most needed. I have seen the flash of genius define the future. I have watched
It's been a long time since I've seen this intro.
define a lifetime.
Get in the ditch! Ah!
I have watched you turn accident into triumph.
It's Spider-Man.
I have watched adversity
Suck it, nerd.
turn into
Oh,
purpose
jeez.
over and over again.
No, still suck it, nerd. Thumbs up, soldier.
I have watched all of this and so much more.
And you guys are total assholes.
Me by the universe.
Seriously, what the fuck, bro?
But I can stand by and watch no more. I have watched you, Victor Von Doom. I know what you're planning, and it cannot be allowed. Humanity is at an important
Oh, you're
crossroads.
large.
The future of your species is at
For
stake.
a tiny man, you sure are
Today,
gigantic.
I have broken my Watcher's vow to never interfere with the course of humanity. I am here to stop you.
I have so little respect for those who do not know their place.
You do not know the power you abuse.
And you do not seem to know how to be silent.
Oh man,
The
it's
power of the cube is mine
serious
to
now.
control. You were a fool to come here. You have no one to blame but yourself.
Please, no human can hold such power.
You're wrong.
oh jeez.
One.
That was fucked up. What the hell did I just do? Oh man. I gotta stop drinking.
Things in New York are bad, team. I'm assembling every hero I can get a hold of. There are multiple attacks across the city from multiple supervillains.
So I'm guessing that, you know, because this is a brand new server starting up and everything, it's not going to have, obviously it would not be able to pull my progress that I had in the old original running game. Suck it, robot. I've got a bow and
The
arrow.
ranks, but can't get to Ultron himself.
Very slowly pulling this arrow out of. There's like, you know, the art in the intro was like okay, and then you get to this point and you're like, oh
Good
boy,
news is Ultron's not operating at full power.
stuff costs
Almost like
money.
he's distracted.
Didn't we just fight Ultron last week?
Hulk want to smash stupid robot again.
If we don't hustle, the breakout of the rat
I
will
have
be
very pretty
catastrophic.
lips.
Think about all those
For
criminals
America.
on the streets again.
You can think about that later. For
You
now,
got a
focus
pretty
on
mouth,
Ultron.
boy.
Get me as low as you can. Felt like I was back in the ice for a minute there. Awaiting orders.
All right, looks like Ultron's down in Times Square. Don't worry, I'll guide you. First thing, get down to the street.
Maximum graphics. Maximum graphics. That's right. They did add gamepad support for this at some point, didn't they? I never remember. I don't remember if it was any good or not, but they did. They sure did do it. All right. Okay, so we can.
I can't do that.
I guess we can play through this tutorial, but it sounds like that like all the chapters of the story are now in this private server. They had a
Heads up, Cap. You got the attention.
they had a
of one of
release back in
Ultron's
December
sentries. Take him down.
Meddlesome bag of flesh.
that added a lot to what they have done.
More sentries
And
incoming.
they have nightlies and stuff. I don't, like there were like when I went and downloaded this
Another one down.
last night, there were GitHub commits that were minutes old, and so it still seems like it's very, very actively being worked on.
Patience. Your time.
That's how it's done.
And I didn't play this game with a lot of other players. To be honest, you play alongside players in certain situations and all that, but I wasn't like squatting up a ton. So
Let me know if you need help out there, Cap.
like if this has got all of that
How
stuff,
about
I
it,
mean, I don't,
I don't want to hog all the fun.
like that's kind of rad. You are being switched to Black Widow.
Target acquired.
Be careful with this guy, Widow. He's packing serious firepower.
That is all.
All right. I held down the left
Time to
mouse
call
button
in the
until that
cavalry.
robot blew up. This is pretty good.
Smart move calling on me.
That's some service. I owe you one, Tony.
You know, you have to get the client, you have to get the game client, and it's the same version that is. They use the last available version. So if you have this game in your Steam library still, you can just download it. That's the intended route for it. I don't know honestly if there's a way to. I assume you can just grab a copy of the client somewhere and it'll work, but I don't know for sure.
I think I'll let the big guy handle this.
Prepare for the cleanse.
All right.
Hulk doesn't care about your stuff. Structural integrity compromised.
That's right. Their med kits were on timers instead of you having to pick up,
That's starting to hurt.
Potions like Diablo style or whatever.
Before you take on Ultron
It was
himself,
just,
let me know if you want Cap or Natasha. You're all equally equipped to take him on.
Okay. So you have heroes, you have team up heroes, and they're like pets if I remember right. And they'll kind of walk behind you and do stuff, but I probably can't do that here in the tutorial. I guess the server is just set to unlock everything, huh? I mostly played Captain America. I had my max level Captain America and had a bunch of costumes and shit.
Backup. Rebooting.
Just like the best of.
You are a greater fool than I imagined. Your powers betray you. Hold still while I rearrange your molecules. Your life matters not.
Looks like this.
The eggheads at S.H.I.E.L.D. think this attack was just a distraction from something bigger. I'm sending a Quinjet to get you to the raft. Something stinks, and we have to act fast.
Right. Right. How difficult is it to get this set up? So you need like a .NET runtime, which I already had installed. I downloaded the package from GitHub. There is a batch file that just says like setup, and you point it at the folder where the game client is stored. You have to. They don't supply the game client, so if you don't have that on Steam already, then you will need to find that somewhere. I'm guessing.
Let's make this quick.
And then
It's an honor to pilot for you.
then you click another batch file and it launches the client, and here we are. So it was very easy. I remember when I ran a a Phantasy Star online server, there were a lot of like, you got to set up a SQL database, you got to do, there was a lot of other stuff you had to do to get it all working. Same deal. I ran a World of Warcraft private server for like a week or something, just to fuck around with.
Because we have a bit of a situation.
And it took a lot of setup to get it there. This is super easy.
Is under attack by agents of
You just need to have the client. Yeah, the only part they don't provide is the client, because that would be,
Level
I don't know,
threats.
the laws.
Like Green Goblin, Sabretooth, Living Laser, Dr. Octopus,
Ice Cube, Dub
Some
C,
have even
Mac
escaped the
10,
island.
the West Side motherfucking connection.
S.H.I.E.L.D. has agents on site, but we need your help. Get to the raft and do what you can.
I don't know if there are other people out there running private servers of this that you can connect to. I didn't see a list of it, on their GitHub server or anything, or on their GitHub page. So, so I don't know about playing with other people, what that would entail. But like I said, I didn't play this game with other people very often anyway. And this is still, I think, in my top 5 most played Steam games all these years later. Okay, Explosivo on the Discord says mhtahiti.com. They're running an actual server that you can connect to and play with. That's cool. All right, so yeah, there is something out there. I'm running this locally, so this is just a local private server that no one else can connect to. I remember doing all this stuff.
Juggernaut!
I can't do that.
All right, we got a shield here that we, yeah. I guess we have nothing equipped, so might as well equip everything, huh? Hello, I'm here to punch you.
System activated. Thanks. Now we have eyes and ears inside the facility again.
But I had leveled up quite a few characters in this. But Captain America was the most fun because, you know, as you upgrade this shield throw, like it boomerangs and bounces between so many different enemies. It was just a lot of fun to just bounce that around and murder fools. Our skin's just unlocked by default. I don't know what the I don't know. I think when we get out of the tutorial, we can maybe find out what the, or maybe there's. Yeah, so we automatically own all the characters. Looks like we do not own all the costumes. What happens if we try to add some G? All right, so if let's Captain America, all new, all different costume. Oh, there's so many. Yeah, they made them some costumes for this game for sure. Enhanced Captain America American Dream costume. Okay, so your money just doesn't ever go down, so you can just kind of buy whatever, I guess. I'm gonna buy a lot of ultimate power upgrades. Okay. So what can how do I... Oh, yeah, that's right. Equipping this will bind it, yeah. Okay. Now Captain America is a lady. It's crazy. Oh, yeah? The guy had some things to say on his way out. I want to say that at some point in development, they changed some of the way that costumes worked. There was a lot of... There were things that that would attach to costumes. And so you had reasons to maintain multiple costumes or whatever, but...
I need a jolt!
Oh, God. But yeah, this was a cool game.
They'll pull themselves up by their own bootstraps.
I'm not going back in that cell. That'll be the marker.
Back. Gotta get out of the way of that. just gonna punch you a lot.
Good work taking down Living Laser. No wonder Fury speaks so highly.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, you would beat bosses and you get a medal for doing so, and you know, higher level versions of the medal would kind of give you different weird stats. So here, what do we have? Percent chance to fire a laser burst when I hit with a power, plus spirit and damage rating. Okay. That's worse than the thing I have equipped now. So we'll hang on to that and sell it later. This was, yeah, I don't know, man. This was a neat game. Yeah, I imagine, yeah, I'm in like full screen, so I can't easily scroll the chat here, but let's see if we can fix that. There. Yeah, Marvel wanted too much money to renew the license. Yeah, that's, yep. Of course, right? I mean, but I don't remember. I don't remember this game necessarily setting the world on fire either, or rather, the impression I got from it was that there were things like, you know, the game changed quite a bit over its lifespan in terms of how things were monetized, and how, like, it felt like a game where people were trying to figure out, like, oh shit, how do we make this work, like, financially.
That should keep the rest
Okay,
of the
after
cells
we
locked up tight.
so we have a
Just wish
developer.
we could
After we
broadcast
released on
this and
console,
stop
we
the
entered into new negotiations with Marvel, but they wanted too much money and we went bankrupt. Yeah, okay. So they squeezed you on top of everything else. I remember when the game came to console, that feeling like like this is maybe going to be the thing that kind of moves this game along. Five different design directors, all with different visions on how to monetize, dude. That sounds terrible. Oh my god.
Oh, look.
I'm sorry for laughing. That's like, I know that's terrible and also not an uncommon story in video games, but jeez.
Good riddance, fool. Even weaker than I expected.
It's not something I would have had the answer to, you know, monetizing something, but I feel, you know, this came along in an era when a lot of this stuff was still, I don't know. I was gonna say a lot of the book on this sort of thing was still being written, right? But I don't know. I feel like plenty of games still haven't figured it out. You know, there's still plenty of cases where you've got games that are like actually pretty good.
Let's see Cap do it better than that.
But it doesn't make him, you know, successful from a business perspective. That's the annoying thing. I think that maybe one of the most annoying things about free-to-play is that idea of like, hey, this game's actually good, but then if players aren't, you know, sometimes that means that sometimes that's a bad thing, right? Because you're like, oh, well, that means there's not enough friction, not enough people spending money on it because they don't have to think about it, and
Now boarding all rows.
and what have you. Omega level threats. All right.
Don't make me regret this conversation.
Shield heroic commendation, large amount of XP and valuable currency. I'll take it. 400 eternity splinters. I don't think I'm going to need them. I don't think I'm going to need them. Complete your training. Open your hero roster. Okay, what is that? T? There we go. Heroes can also be unlocked by spending G's. G's are available for purchase from the store. Training room is a great place to try out any hero. And then, yeah, at some point, like, every hero was free up to level 10. I think that's where it ended up, right? Like, near the end of, like, that change was made. I don't think it was always like that. Oh, is it just all open? No, okay.
The raft assault was a spectacular success, if I do say so myself. Thanks to Hydra, there will be bedlam in the streets of New York.
And the list.
Yes, the entire list. But I can't help but wonder, Dr. Octopus, MODOK, Wizard, what does Dr. Doom gain from their freedom?
I don't think I played through all 10 chapters of this, but I know...
Is it?
This technology exploits a
I don't know, man. I did play quite a bit of this game.
Well then, hail Hydra.
Be gone.
Escape supervillains in Hell's Kitchen. Alright. You should probably just go there and do that, because that's the thing they want you to do.
Shall we?
So yeah, you would donate, so I can like donate my items to vendors to level them up. We could buy some boots. No, can I? No, I guess yeah, I can. All right. Okay. Stash, right. And then we got some crafters. I think it would seem like it was always worth it to try to level up your crafters, if I remember correctly. That was the right place to donate the items. Because, like, you can donate items to a lot of... Yeah. You can, Uru Forged Battle Belt. Ooh. An enchanter. 1 oak and 1 stone rune. All right, that's, I mean, probably stuff we won't get to for a while. Right, and you had to, that was, yes, now I remember, like, yes, leveling up multiple characters. Because I had, I had eventually, I had access to a lot of stuff. And so, I remember, yes, leveling up all the characters to get synergy points and all that sort of stuff. Right.
Hell's Kitchen.
Right.
All I want is for this city to breathe free. Free of corruption. Free of crime. But the streets of this city are crawling with lowlifes.
It's a damn shame that this game went away.
For every one of us, there seems to be 10 of them. And all of it clenched in the thick fingers of Wilson Fisk. The kingpin.
So I guess the other thing I would say is, like, I don't think there's been, like, an overall Marvel game
everywhere I turn
since this that I think has been as good as this.
That was awful loud, Shocker.
Well, then hurry your little self up there, Rhino, and break through the vault like you said you could. Well?
Shh, I'm focusing it. 1, 2...
business hours.
Yeah, I guess more. Yeah, people like Rivals. I guess Rivals just came out, huh? So maybe that's the case. Yeah, some people. Yeah, Midnight Suns. I didn't. Yeah, Midnight Suns didn't do anything for me, man. I tried it. I tried to get into it, and it just never. Yeah. Never did anything for me. Snap, yeah, Snap. No thanks. No thanks.
One down, one to go.
But also, like action RPGs, like this style of, this Diablo-like. They're still like relatively few and far between. It's not like there are a billion of these out there,
Told me you might be showing up.
And this was definitely like one of the better ones. And I felt like it was like relatively friendly on the monetization in a way that like you just didn't feel like, and maybe that's why it's not around, right? But you didn't feel like you were being harassed into spending money all the time. And that was something that, like I said, I think a lot of games did not have that figured out then, and a lot of games don't have it figured out now. Like the right way to sell stuff, or the right way to not feel like you're squeezing players while also squeezing players, because you're running a business, right? And making it not feel like a fucking slot machine. Daybreak wanted to continue it, and yeah. But yeah, I mean, the licensing, yeah, I mean, once a company like Marvel decides that they're like, hey, we could probably make more money on a totally different game, the price to keep this game going is just going to go up to the point where, yeah, it's no longer viable to keep it going. It's not to say that they're going into those sorts of negotiations maliciously. I mean, I don't know the specifics of this particular case anyway, but I think you get guys in suits that are just like, yeah, I don't know, this Marvel Heroes thing's neat, but like, like if maybe we should just go find a new partner, maybe we should go do this, go do that, like, and change things up completely just for the sake of doing so. And it'd be impossible for anyone to run a successful game with that attitude in place. That guy was just standing around shooting. I'm surprised that DC Universe Online is still online.
Leave me alone.
All right, what did I unlock here? Vibranium Bash. Oh, this is yeah, okay, so.
Give me to the cops already.
So that's, I mean, basically like a repeatable, like it does not cost resource to use it. I can't remember what the difference is.
This is my calling. I stand for freedom.
Okay, shield bounce, we've got it. Now, I remember putting shield bounce on right mouse because I was using it so damn much, but maybe is that And let's put the charge where that was for now.
No more.
I played way more, you know, like, so I for as much as I'm not like a comic book guy in general, like I'm really not a fucking DC guy. That said, I remember playing a lot more DCUO than you might expect me to have played. And I remember early on in that game being like, you know, there's something to this. Like there were aspects of that game that I remember thinking were like almost surprisingly cool for what they had, you know, kind of done. But I was not, I don't know. It's not especially, you know, into the characters of the universe or any of that sort of stuff. So kind of as they developed it to, you know, make it like a better representation of the DC universe or whatever. Like I don't know, kind of slowly lost interest in it, I guess, is probably how that went. A bold mask for Hawkeye. Yes, I did play a fair amount of City of Heroes. I kind of got out of it. I got out of City of Heroes not too long after City of Villains came out. I want to say that I maybe even reviewed City of Villain. Maybe not.
Believe in. Don't let the dream die. That's what I call making a mark.
All right, confront Venom. That's what we're here to do. If I'm going to play this, I need to really think about how these controls are going to be laid out, because the way I have the buttons right now is bad. The change I made is a bad change.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
That's
I am kicking ass out there.
Yep. Enhanced genome. Yeah, I'm out here hooking up pyramids. Sure. More health. Health on hit. Okay. Well, this belt is maybe even better. I don't know. Some tenacity might be nice. But yeah, I don't know. The City of Heroes, I remember feeling like I just kind of ran out of things to do. Oops. That guy's so mad. But yeah, I remember getting pretty, like, bored's maybe not the word, but I remember getting to a point with City of Heroes where it was just like, all right, this feels like it's just the same thing over and over and over again. Punching this guy, okay? Leave me be.
This is my calling. I stand for freedom.
Meteor kick.
No can do. No can do.
Surprise enemies torquing your body weight into a brutal kick. Story bonus reward box. It's a radioactive isotope. Sweet. I'm always on the hunt for radioactive isotopes. Find the abandoned subway. Oh, that's okay. M is medkit, not map. Walk in here, pal.
Just give me to the cops already.
All right.
Leave me alone.
That was a brutal kick. Okay. Did we get anything good here? No.
My leg!
Yeah, there you go. A little bit of that for you. Dummy. It's fun. I get to profile these guys from a distance and go, they're probably bad guys. Look at these punk rockers. I'm going to just throw my shield at them without letting them make the first move. Camo pants? Nope. Kill them. Oh, right. Yeah, this whole shocker. This game was really good about just having a lot of fucking boss fights. Like, it had a lot of cool named characters, and they all would drop their, you know, their medals that would give you kind of fun, you know, unique little sub-abilities, little passive abilities, and that was always rad. I couldn't tell you how many times I went through this subway to fight Shocker. You know, whether it was like you were leveling up characters or whatever, or on different difficulties, I guess. Like, I'm trying to remember what the progression was, but man, I did this thing a whole lot. This particular part of this game.
God, just give me to the cops already.
Okay.
Leave me alone.
So I don't have, I mean, how do I... Okay. Hero synergy at 25. Because I eventually get a way to like spend points on abilities, right? I mean, there's a... Because I remember... Well, the shield bounce is not bouncing between enemies the way it seems like it should, and I was assuming that's because it needed to be leveled up first or something, but it does say total enemies hit. 8. Okay, the point system and powers was taken. Okay. Because I've definitely got shield bounce on right mouse, and it's not... I don't see it bouncing.
Duty calls, and I'm here to answer.
So I wonder if I should just swap it out for shield toss, because that does more damage and seems to work.
Watch the bouncing shield.
You know what? I'm also not losing spirit ever. Am I? Spirit cost 20. You know, gotta reverse engineer this stuff. I'm sure maybe they're maybe it's not
No more.
It's funny that they pre-populate a fake friends list. I'm gonna just double check and make sure it has nothing to do with that costume being equipped. No.
Let's find someone who will fight back.
Yeah, seems like it just shoots out, vanishes. Weird. Well, that's no fun.
Yeah, time to shake this place down. You can still run away. How's that feel, huh?
Ah. This would be a great place to have a shield bouncing around and murdering all of these dudes.
I need a medic here. Sorry, can't do it. I may be old, but I'm still standing.
6% chance to damage attacker for 1645 and knockback when you are attacked. Health and damage. Yeah, sure. We will equip the Shocker Medal.
Oh, God, just give me to the cops already.
What's the question? Should we actually download Red Note? Yes, the hottest social media app on the planet, you know?
The Kingpin has a nightclub?
I don't know.
It's connected to a
I think it's very funny that everyone
Well, sure.
is
He is
downloading
I assume
Xiao
anything
Hongshu.
they want for a fast food franchise. You know, because he's fat.
I've got your back.
with the threat of TikTok going away. All right.
I'm just happy to help out, Cap.
Screw it. Let's just get rid of it all. There'll be more where this came from. Oops. I perhaps donated some isotopes there. Yeah, it is. It is nice and quiet here, isn't it? Without any of those pesky other players in here screwing it all up. Oh, I guess there's no. I still waypoint my way back. Is there a quest down here? What is this?
Let's make this quick. I got a deadline.
Okay. Boost voucher exchange vendor.
They don't call me Mr. Muscles for nothing.
Good to know. Oh, right. This guy. This is like a quest line of talk to dudes and get some trivia. Have I found any action RPGs that control well on the Steam Deck? I don't know. I think Diablo 4 is fine. I think Diablo's been fine on a Steam Deck. What is this pointing me towards now? Oh, is it just the next?
I think my pretrial motion can wait a few minutes.
Okay. Good talk, good talk.
It's an honor to pilot for you, Cap.
How can anyone live in such conditions? I can't do that.
Wait, was there loot? They said there'd be loot, damn it. No, Diablo's been fine on a Steam Deck, mostly. Oh, it's right here.
Just imagine how much this would go for in 1940s money. Just like back in BASIC.
Athlete portable defense screen, team up gear. Right, I guess I don't. Can I even pick a team up guy? Give me Captain America to to go with my Captain America. Y'all got that holiday Groot? But I guess I need to re-navigate. So yeah, I guess I went into that area and then didn't unlock the waypoint, and now I gotta trudge all the way back through this spot. I think that's what just happened there. Anyway. Okay, more complicated powers, debuff effects to summon allies are currently not implemented. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, I was surprised to see, you know, because I found the video from like a kind of a while ago, showing this private server stuff off, and I was surprised that it had happened. I guess I just didn't hear about it. But also they had a pretty big sized update just recently, last month, and so it sounds like that I've maybe found the right time to discover that private servers were available for this. Okay. This is the nightclub district that we were trying to get to before, but I didn't have a waypoint for, so. There we go. Ah.
Let's find someone who will fight back.
Like pretty good like destructibility in the environments in this game too. You know, you want a game where you're kind of fucking shit up. Like these powers oftentimes feel so outsized, you know? Like you want the environment to look fucked up when you're done.
I can't do that.
Okay.
I've got your back. Let's go.
Oh, is that like his like?
I need a medic here.
What was that? Indestructible shield. Deflects 100% of damage for 3 seconds. Okay. Right. But I think this game had like good repeatable content, which I think a lot of games of this ilk would struggle with. And you know, you would get to a point in this game where, you know, you would have these larger areas. I don't know that I have access to them yet at this level, but I should go check. There were just like these ridiculous zones built for just like constant conflict, and you would just, that is where you would find other players just kind of running around, and you would just like run in a circle with these other players, just murdering everyone in your path. And that was always fun and like lucrative, like from a like, hey, I need to level up a character, or I need to, you know, I'm trying to, you know, get some XP or whatever. Like, you just would run through these areas and just fuck people up. I gotta say, I'm finding the music to be pretty good in this as well. I don't remember that about this game. Seems like Marvel Ultimate Alliance with extra steps. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like Marvel Ultimate Alliance, what was it, 3 or whatever? There was one that was on the Switch. Couldn't get into it. The first couple of games, amazing, but I don't. It just. But 3 just didn't do it for me the way I was hoping for. I remember being very excited when that game got announced.
Your meddling ends now.
Oh. Well, I'll just leave then.
Interference annoys me. Watch and learn, hero.
Avengers, assemble.
Back. Right. I need to aim that, huh? Oh, I don't know that I can. That might not work. Ah, get out of the way, man.
Well, all right. We won one. High five. You can't give a brother a high five?
Thank you. I was looking for that.
Sweet Christmas. Who the hell was that?
Sweet Christmas.
So all the good names were taken?
Don't underestimate him. That cape and hood, let him teleport anywhere in the world.
Intel says he's a serious pretender to Kingpin's throne.
Damn it.
Okay then. Good job, everybody.
We just gave the Hood the edge he needs to take this entire city.
Ain't gonna happen. Someone somewhere knows where this guy hangs his cape at night.
We need to go to Fury with this.
Actually, I think I know who we should talk to first.
All right, soldier. Time to track down the Hood and get that tablet back.
Power radius increase. Faster move speed, but less health. I'll take it.
I bid you welcome.
Hi. Okay.
Just thought I'd mention the fact that you may see a lot of you around here. That's a big part of why we're after the tablet. Something seems to be playing jump rope with the fabric of reality.
Oh, is that... Okay, so is this the point? I mean, it's going to look the same no matter what. But I was going to say, is this the point where you see other human players in this environment now? Because, like, we just finished, like, the tutorial, basically. Because they have that little line of dialogue in there, like, hey, you're going to see a lot of other people in here now. Like, oh, right. Ionic particles and such. All right. Does this have controller support? Yeah, so it does have controller support. I don't have it turned on currently. Or rather, I think because this doesn't run through Steam technically, it is not using Steam input, and it does not know what a PlayStation this game from years ago does not understand what a PlayStation 5 controller is. But I bet if I had an Xbox controller plugged in, then maybe it would work. I think this elevator is the one that takes you to the murder zone. Yeah, I don't remember the controller support being awesome.
I have a few new toys for you to check out.
Oh, that's what it was. Like you would, and maybe this changed at some point, but you would add abilities to your costumes. I think that changed. I think they took that out because it was like it created this weird situation where you could have multiple versions of the same costume but with different stats on it and stuff, because you would affix things to, yeah, it's yeah, I but I want to say they took that out later. Team up passive. Okay. Lots of stuff is still broken. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I can go to Midtown from the teleporter. Okay. All right, let's try that. Ooh. Right, there we go. So it's like, you know, you get this very small version of the safe room stuff. Like, okay, here's all your vendors and crafters. Here's your stash. Walk out of this building and go fucking murder stuff. Man Ape is out here somewhere. Let's go find Man Ape. All right, you guys need something. You guys need a little bit of that first. Yeah, this.
I need a medic here.
Oh,
I can't do that.
Oh, yeah, well. screw that up. And meanwhile, over here are spiders. So it's just, you know, here's this zone where it's constantly on. If you just want to get out here and fight. If you just want to get your loot on.
Want another?
You can. And you see that event timer up top, like things will kind of happen on a cycle. This was a cool, yeah, I don't know. This was a cool idea. It was a cool addition to the game. You know, you're playing through the story, but then also, you know, you got all this other stuff happening here.
Sorry, can't do it. Light him up, light him up. I need a medic here.
Oh. Yeah, well, okay. Not quite high enough level to maybe be out here. Or also, yeah, I don't know, like it, you know, yeah, there are, well, it's a mix, right? Like it's been a very long time since I have played this. Also, I get the impression that there are just certain things that are not well implemented yet. Like not being able to use shield bounce here with these guys surrounding me is, you know, not gonna. This could be bad. This could be bad. He's not wrong.
They don't make thugs like they used to.
Someone's moving on me over here. Oh, this guy. This man is still interested in a fight. Oh, hit him. Oh, I'm ah. Well, now I'm mad and he's almost dead, so let's just go out there and kill him. And then maybe do something else. Yeah, it seems like that invulnerability is not working. Like that power just maybe doesn't work.
Sorry, can't do it.
Look at all this stuff.
I can do some good with this. The enemy is evolving. I have to learn or I'll fall by the wayside.
Punch these guys and then fucking loot explodes out of them. It's just a good ass time, man. Crossbones tactical vests belt. Use them to assemble a Crossbones tactical vest at your crafter. Oh, interesting. Crafting still broken in this. Yeah, well, okay. Cool. I think it's cool that they got this far. So, you know, yeah, I guess private server stuff is always a little dodgy, right? You know, because in some cases, you know, depending on what gets stored client side or server side, some content may completely depend on someone having the right data on a drive still after all these years, or you know, in the case of Phantasy Star Online, it was like it would sometimes you would download quests to a VMU, and so it was like, okay, does anyone still have a VMU that we can dump and find this quest data? This guy's just fucking. I'm with you guys. Watch me. I know how to really fuck up these cop cars. Thanks, Cap.
Just give me to the cops already.
I don't know. Things seem bad out here. You got, you know, dudes in shirts robbing banks, but also fucking demons attacking robed man over here. It's just a lot happening out on the streets today. Ah, sorry, robe dude. So, I don't know. We're already level 12. Crossbones is back up. We go fight him again.
It's an honor to pilot for you, Cap.
Okay. Well, right on. I'm going to leave this installed and mess with it. I wonder... One of the fun things you could do... Oh, yes, I'll come back tomorrow for my login reward. One of the fun things I remember doing with the World of Warcraft private server stuff, and I guess I did this with the PSO stuff as well when I was running a PSO private server. And you could edit all the loot tables, and so you could determine what would drop from what, and you know, you could have an admin account in World of Warcraft, which was fun because it was just interesting to see what the admins could do and what their abilities were on an admin account. Like, that was fun to fuck around with. But like editing loot tables to drop like cool loot so you could mess around with all the super broken end game or stuff that like wouldn't even drop normally. I think PSO especially had some stuff in there that like didn't really exist, but was in the, you know, it was in the data somewhere. And so you could do stuff with that. But I wonder, yeah, I'm not really seeing, I mean, there is a data directory here. There is a SQL database that is part of all of this. Important.txt. Hobby calligraphy.sip and mu_cdata.sip from Marvel Heroes data game to here. Okay. Achievements, achievement info, billing. They've got some JSON files in here. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure that there are things you could dig around in here and do. If you knew what you were doing, but I did not. So I'm going to run stopserver.bat and stop the server there. So yeah, that's cool. That's very easy to get going. There is, I'm going to look at the website for this real quick, but someone said that there was, yes, this Marvel Heroes Tahiti, mhtahiti.com. Project Tahiti players online 39. Yeah, they've got a Discord server. They've got a Yeah, okay. You just edit the launch options for this thing, and that's very easy. And you go to their website and create an account, and then you presumably log in with said account, and yeah, they've got an event calendar. The Cosmic Chaos event is going right now. Huh. Good on them. Good on them for making a thing. That's great. So yeah, I think the hardest thing in any of this would be if you don't already have the game on your Steam account, because then you have to find a copy of the client, which none of these sites are giving ready access to, understandably. And so, I'm sure that's out there if you wanted to find one. So, yeah. And they've got a Discord server as well, because it's 2025. So why wouldn't you? Yeah, Marvel Heroes is a cool game. I don't know. I don't really have much else to say about it than that. I think that, as the years have worn on, the genre has certainly evolved to some extent. I mean, it's not like the kind of isometric action RPG has, it's not like there's a billion of those that have come out in the years since. I mean, it's a smallish handful of true contenders, I guess I would say. I don't think anyone out there playing like, Path of Exile 2 and really enjoying it is really going to drop everything to suddenly play Marvel Heroes, but maybe, I don't know. Okay, the question is, wait, do you mean I could download Marvel Heroes from Steam in this year? Yeah, so anything that's still in your Steam library, even games that are shut down, if they're still in your Steam library, you should be able to download the final client for them, whatever the last pack. Like, I can download Concord right now, and it won't connect to anything. Though I guess most people probably don't have that in their library anymore because they got refunds. But because I got a code sent from the publisher of Concord and redeemed it, that did not get turned into a refund. So I still have that on my Steam account. Though it did get removed from my PlayStation account. I can't launch it on PlayStation. I mean, I have a disc. Yeah, I could whip out my Concord disc if we wanted to look at that login screen and go, oh yeah, it doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah. You wonder if anyone has that Ghost in the Shell game up and running. I can't imagine that anyone does. As much as I brought up that Ghost in the Shell game the other day, and like 2 people were like, no, I liked that game too. And so, I'm not the only one who remembers it. But, it just seems like something that would take a lot of work, and you would have to really care about that game, It's not just the pure preservationist drive that turns that into a private server and turns that into something you can play again and whatever else. That's something that's going to take very real work that I think, a lot of people are, not. I like that game too. I would like to play that game again. Yes, Auto Assault is another good one Auto Assault is not a good game. You can go back and find my review of Auto Assault, and I'm sure it will say something along the lines of, this is a cool idea that does not have any staying power whatsoever. And so is there a bunch of, are there a bunch of people out there that are dying to make private servers for these games? I Googled something up here and I have found a Reddit post from 7 years ago. Not many remember Auto Assault, a car-based MMORPG which kind of worked like a Vigilante 8 in an open world. Well, a few years ago, I noticed that a single guy was working on the emulator in his spare time. A few days ago, I searched for it, and he is still working on it. But due to the fact he is alone, the project is going really slow. He's also working on Tabula Rasa. I'm not sure how many people would be interested, and so he's like, this is a person like starting a Discord to try to. Okay, so Auto Assault is they did get, you know, to a point where Auto Assault could connect to a thing and go, but you can, it's from this report from 7 years ago says you can only jump in a car and explore. So, and I don't know what fucking website I'm on now, but it is completely broken. Okay, this is something else now. The supposed forum devoted to the Auto Assault custom server is now some Unity game. 3D first-person shooter and vehicular combat MMO set in a post-apocalyptic North America. So someone just took the URL and decided to make, or to try to make, this isn't even... All right, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. But this seems long dead as well, so yeah. As well as infiniterasa.org, which is a great URL. That's kind of the other thing, is this stuff just fucking vanishes, right? And so even, you know, if there was a message board post somewhere talking about an Auto Assault private server, that seems to be gone now. And so who knows if any of that information is even out there anymore. Auto Assault was not oh man. I really wanted to like Auto Assault. Again, it's an MMO where you were a car and you would drive around and you would shoot stuff from the car. And so it was you know, and like that was a fun, cool idea, but the content in it was so lacking. And they tried to make it more action, like feel a little more action oriented, because, you know, you're driving around in a car and you're shooting out of a car. And it was that time when they were trying to figure out ways to make MMOs feel like, you know, real video games, instead of like, I push a button and it tells the server that I'm going to roll some dice and then it's going to send some numbers back. And, you know, the kind of pace of MMOs prior to that was so latent. That the idea of making a performant and good feeling MMO was, it just seemed like an impossibility. So I think with Auto Assault, what they tried to do is they tried to have like fake looking hit scan weapons in it. They tried to do a thing where it's like, you know, you would hold down a button to shoot your machine guns and anything within a certain cone would get hit. And they would try to have numbers popping off of it at a fast rate to make it seem like you were really engaging in real combat, but it wasn't. And you know, but it I don't know, worked well enough for what they were able to do at the time. I guess I should have realized. Yeah, so yes, there is a Warhammer Online private server. Look at this. There are 1,000 players online on Return of Reckoning, a Warhammer Online private server. Is that? I should download this and see. I mean, I imagine they probably didn't change all the names on stuff, right? Like there's a cave in that game named after me. I wonder if it's still there. I assume it's still there. Anyway, Warhammer Online was cool. Again, it's, you know, like I don't have a ton of interest in Warhammer as a concept, but I remember playing quite a bit of Warhammer Online, and all the Realm versus Realm stuff was like it was a lot of cool ideas. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you know, the Dark Age of Camelot stuff kind of carried over conceptually, sort of. But I never played any DAOC. It was not for me. But Warhammer Online, I ended up playing kind of a lot of it for for a game that I was, you know, for a universe that I was not especially interested in. I played a lot more Warhammer Online than one might have thought. And then they tried to make that, they ended up canceling it, but they made that kind of it was like a 5v5v5 Warhammer. It was they had adapted some of the stuff from the MMO into trying to make more of an action game, and they did a lot of closed beta stuff, and it ended up getting canceled before it ever came out. But they did run those tests, and I remember thinking that game was pretty neat as well. For the time. What was that called? Warhammer Online canceled game. EA. That EA was making. It was not Age of Reckoning. That's the... Oh, what the fuck was that thing called? How am I going to find this? Electronic Arts. Was it Age of Chaos? Is that the... Let's type that in and see. That might be right. No, well, yeah. No, this is for Age of Reckoning. This I found a press release, but it's for the open beta for the actual Wrath of Heroes. There you go. That's it. I mean, like, it wasn't quite a MOBA or anything like that. I think it got billed as a MOBA, but it was, I don't know, more than a team deathmatch, but not that much more than that. But that was a neat game. I don't know. Man, that was 2012 when they were doing that. 2013, they shut down the beta and canceled it. Mythic as a studio is undergoing a paradigm shift as we shift our focus to mobile. As part of this pivot, we had to make a few changes and relocate resources to support this new direction. As such, we took a long look at Wrath of Heroes, and despite its strong IP, gameplay, and community support, we decided not to continue the service past its beta. Yeah. And so, yeah, they shifted to mobile, and then, like, Mythic, that was when they did Ultima Forever. What do they call it? What did that thing end up coming out as when they finally they did that Dungeon Keeper game, which that done, you know, once you get past the part where that's a fucked up thing to do to the Dungeon Keeper franchise and blah blah blah, and it's not the Dungeon Keeper game that you wanted. Of course it's not. That game was okay. Quest for the Avatar, that was the iOS Ultima Forever Quest for the Avatar. Yeah. So I still have a so that game only came out on phones. Speaking of private servers, I need to find this and make sure that I still have it and make sure that it is still intact. I have a PC version of Ultima Forever. And it never came out on PC. And but it's in pieces. Like you have to run the server on your PC, launch it, just like I was running the private server for Marvel Heroes there. And then once that server is up and running, you can run the client and connect to the server. And there's not much in it. It's like a super early weird build. But I do have a PC version of of this Ultima thing kicking around somewhere. I'd backed it up to make sure that it wasn't going to get lost, but I should make sure that that's still in decent shape. But yeah, Paul was working on that. Paul Barnett. He went to go work on World of Tanks for a while, and I haven't heard from him in a long time. We were trying to, like, a couple of years ago, we were sending messages back and forth that just kept missing each other, and I never got in touch. But I don't know if that dude is still out in Cyprus doing World of Tanks stuff or what. I don't know what that dude's doing. It's been a bit. But yeah. What time is it? All right. Trying to think, there was some other stuff that I kind of just, haven't checked in on in a long time. I'm going to give this a look. I don't know. So the upshot, the kind of, the thing that happened as a result of me getting into, Warframe and all that stuff is that I have not played Call of Duty in a pretty long time, but they launched a bunch of stuff, so I'm gonna fire it up real quick and see what is even in this game now. It has certainly had multiple gigs of patches over the last month. I'm gonna fire that up real quick. Marvel Heroes, man, what a cool fucking game. It's not perfect, like, it's real. It's of its era. It's of its era. Marvel Heroes, but man, I played a lot of that game. Pat says that Paul still appears to be at was it Wargaming? Is that the World of Tanks people? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I would get calls from him at weird hours, and then I would try to call him back and not get, I don't know. We just kind of fell out of touch, I think, as a result of that stuff. But I should hit him up, see where the heck that dude is. Let's see. Red light, green light. All right. Okay. I don't know anything about Squid Game. I don't know what any of that shit is. New year, new double XP weekend. Looks like they've got their own mini battle pass for the Squid Games. They've redesigned the store a little bit. Why is it a double XP weekend? It's fucking Wednesday. Good, good. Yeah, it's always the weekend somewhere. I think that's how. I don't know how that international dateline works, but saw a report going around that seemed to indicate that Game Pass subscriptions had not taken a big jump in the wake of this game being on Game Pass. Which I don't know that doesn't, I don't know, I guess I'd say that doesn't necessarily surprise me that much.
Domination. Secure the objective.
Ah. It's been a while.
Nice. I'm pulling ahead. Promise Semtex.
Concussion grenade out.
Jack off. Get a UAV in the air. Losing Bravo.
Oof.
Come on, you're losing this fight.
All right.
Stun thrown. Taking B.
Oh god, I'm on fire.
Enemy grenade.
Taking the objective. Target ID. Smoked.
No.
TACOM, get a UAV in the air.
Taking Bravo underway. Beginning capture. Bravo done.
All right. Well, we took the point, and that's all that matters. Yeah, I don't know. This game's good, but I also just have been playing other stuff, so I don't know. They've been making additions to the game for sure, but it seems like it's been the stuff like the event-based stuff of, hey, we're doing our Squid Game thing or whatever. Maybe I'll try that out after this. I think they did do some kind of actual gameplay event mode.
Enemy UAV inbound.
I thought there was a guy still there, but he was not.
Spring mine spotted. Capturing the objective as tasked. Incoming
Have they added any 90s themed skins yet? No, not that I've seen. I think the Squid Game stuff is the first like pop culture-y thing they've done. Everyone's favorite 90s hit. Whoops. Oh, jeez. Well, I shot that guy's briefcase.
Scanning area with scout post. Initiating objective control. Eyes on hostile Semtex.
They're taking C.
You're terrible at competitive shooters, but this being on Game Pass makes you want to try being terrible at it. I mean, it's kind of the cool thing about it is that there's so many people playing it that you do have that wide range of skills out there to play against, and so in theory, you know, you should still be able to have an okay time with the game. Even if you aren't great at it. I mean, most of the millions of people who play it are not great at it, you know? I would not say that I'm great at it, especially this fucking round.
Dad always taught us to make good on our debts.
Sending steps enemy thermal barrel.
Control Bravo.
Beginning capture. Incoming flash.
Oh. Especially with that shooting, man. Fuck.
Enemy RTSC detected.
Ooh.
Concussion grenade out.
Taking A.
Fucking blind.
Ow. I think there are a lot of great reasons to not play the, you know, the Nuketown 24/7 playlist also, which I still have. This is, I think, where this match came from. You can kind of choose from a bunch of different hoppers that you want to be in when you go looking for a match. And, I don't know. I miss the other maps. You know, last time I was playing it, when I was playing it constantly, I was trying to prestige, and I was very much trying to just like grind out levels, and
Bravo underway.
And so I was playing like this map over and over again, and that gets boring, man. Yep.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Oof. Yeah, we're getting pretty ripped up here. Like, they're pretty freely just like standing around in our spawn area and not getting dealt with.
Security.
Initiating objective control. Take your Bravo underway.
Hostile planted spring mine. Capturing the objective as tagged. Semtex, front!
Damn it.
We're losing Charlie. You're planning on giving up. Do it now. If not,
Yes, I have reached a Squid Game milestone. Squid up! That's from the show, right? They shout that. They shout squid up. I was busy trying to shoot the car, and I didn't shoot the guy.
Enemy UAV inbound. I don't believe in bad luck. Just bad aim.
Not how the plan was supposed to.
Squid up! Let's see what the Squid Game mode is. Happy double XP weekend, everyone. All right, what do I oh, so what do I just get the skin for this dude? I guess that's why everyone's using them, huh? You got to pay if you want this, I guess. Okay. Squid Game mosh pit. Mosh pit of respawn modes with Squid Game mechanics, domination, hardpoint, TDM. Okay. Okay, so that's different than this. Let's try whatever this is. I mean, I conceptually know what red light, green light is all about. If we even are going to find anybody here on a Wednesday. Last year they changed this main menu music every season. And I hope... I pray that they will do the same here. Looking for 34 more players. Oh, they're okay. There are a lot of players in this, I guess, huh? This man looks confused by his rifle. I mean, have you looked at this rifle? It's a very confusing fucking gun. Like, look at this stupid thing. Like, yeah, take the stock off it. I need to be able to aim down sights faster. Like, what? That's not how... No, just do it. All right. Okay.
You will be playing red light, green light.
Oh, that's fun. What a good time. I felt like I stopped when it changed. But okay, sure. That man exploded into money. Oh, the head on the thing turns. Maybe I just didn't see that. But I felt like I stopped when the music stopped, but... Okay. Do I get to play again, or... No? Okay, check this shit out. Fuck you. What? Alright. Pentathlon. I just need to get... more hip fire kills to unlock this, and then I just need to get 10 double kills, and then I will have a gold gun. Or I could just put on these sick esports skins. I mean, this is just some kill confirmed. I can play this. It sounds like there's a guy off to my left hitting a drum. That's annoying, but okay.
Scout pulse active.
Seriously, stop that. Enough with the drums, man.
Anything stunned?
Enemy scout post detected.
Nope.
The game is about to change.
Moving with Archangel.
Okay.
Roulette. Secure the roulette gun and eliminate other players.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Hostile assault pack destroyed.
Oh, jeez. Questionable shooting right there. Roulette. Some kind of magic gun situation. Some sort of golden gun. What do we got? Oh.
Your opponents are winning the game. Your team is winning the game.
Now I've got the gun.
Scout pulse is online.
Your team has lost.
Enemy
Fire
UAV
Archangel.
inbound.
Heads up, Archangel.
Your opponents are winning the game.
Scout pulse active.
You do get hella points for getting even a kill with that gun, so...
Enemy resupply disrupted.
A new game is about to begin.
Enemy RCXD detected.
Effective check.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Archangel available.
Secure the zone. Your opponents are winning.
Scanning area with scout pulse. Semtex on.
Hostile scout pulse in your AO.
Yeah.
Moving with Archangel.
That would have been neat, but that guy already got killed, so... Oh, I'm right here already. Alright, fuck it. Ugh.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Eyes on hostile Semtex.
Come on. Oh. That was gonna be cool.
Hostile RCXD in
Yeah,
your
I mean,
AO.
this is just what the TV shows right? I mean...
Miss me?
The game is about to change.
Stun thrown.
Team deathmatch. Eliminate players to fill the piggy bank.
Enemy scrambling.
Ugh.
neutralize your scrambler.
Hostile assault pack destroyed.
Take that, hostile assault pack. Try going over here.
Established overhead.
They had it coming.
The piggy bank is available. Claim it.
Sending the Semtex.
Oh, yeah.
Attention all players. A new game is about to begin.
Come on now.
Domination. Capture all objectives.
Enemy resupply disrupted.
You will be playing red light, green light.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Game over. Thank you for playing.
All right. I don't know.
Move out, Black Ops.
I do like the idea of going between modes like that. I mean, that's a very Killzone kind of thing. I've always said that I was surprised that more games didn't take that idea from Killzone. I can't decide if this would be, I mean, how would I know, right? But I can't decide if this would be better or worse if I knew what Killzone, and if I knew what Squid Game was, right? You're like, okay. Like, would I be like, oh man, this is sick, just like the show? Or would I just be like, okay, yeah. Or does that make it worse because it's not enough like the show or whatever? It's a different page than they used to have. Okay. And then what was the other one? Okay, it's just... Well, what is that then? With Squid Game mechanics. I don't know, when I read the, you know, the kind of the synopsis of Squid Game and what it was about, I was like, oh yeah, I bet that's interesting, but also They can't all be as good as the WWE integration. It's still a shame that I can't play as Cody Rhodes in this year's game. The second season has a big shootout. I'm shocked they didn't make a map out of it. I mean, making a map is like that's a big deal. Like, that's a big asset to generate for a limited time event. So I don't know. Like that seems like that would be a long way to go. I feel like when they roll out new stuff for these types of integrated events, it's always, you know, they can do gun skins and, you know, stuff that if it stays in the game, it's not going to be that disruptive. Say that counter got to -1. Man, I have not played a match on this map since like the week of launch. I felt like, I don't know if it was like they realized that everyone fucking hated Subsonic and just reduced it, like took it out of rotation. But I can't, it has been a long time since I have been on this map at all.
To the party. Crimson 1 taking the objective.
Taking on the available.
Your team is winning the game.
Enemy with Semtex.
That's not even the skin that I have. Yeah, well, whatever. That was a bug. Yeah, like there's a different version of this skin that for whatever reason doesn't stay selected. And that was like, it's been a long time since I've played this game. I would have thought that would have been fixed by now. But I guess not. I do like their little, you know, I assume that that's some, you know,
Enemy napalm strike incoming.
thematically similar to the show or whatever, but I do like their little bleeps and bloops for level up and unlocking gear and stuff. It's a nice little change of pace. Ah! Ooh, I'm on fire.
Archangel, going in.
Ah!
Now you're dead. See how that works?
No.
Losing capture upgrade. Grenade inbound.
Wait a minute. So some kind of foam gun, and then I could like ride and surf on the foam? I mean, hey man, I'll try anything once. That seems like an interesting idea. Someone should do that.
Using Archangel. TACOM requesting recon overhead.
Scout pulse running.
Oh, yeah, well. Now I have the gun.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Now I do not have the gun.
Bringing Scrambler online.
Whoop.
Objective's vulnerable. Let's make it ours.
Foul Klaus authorizing UAV mission.
Adler marking care package LZ.
That's the end of your story.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Archangel is up.
Getting captured.
Cover me. Taking the objective.
Standing by. TACOM, requesting recon overhead.
Scout
Enemy
flight.
UAV inbound.
Archangel available.
Guess who's back, asshole?
That's a fun thing to say. Guess who's back, assholes? That's, yeah. It's pretty good.
TACOM, commence Watchdog Helo mission.
That was a very dumb confrontation right there. We both did a very silly dance.
Nope, not anyone mine. Heads up, thermo. Enemy has
Oh, okay. I gotta collect that? Sure.
Hostile sentry turret active.
What if I shot a missile at it, thinking that the enemy team is gonna try to come from that angle and take it, then maybe I just got fucking blown up.
Enemy UAV inbound. Enemy sentry turret detected in your AO.
thermo grenade identified. Hostile.
Shocked and killed. Maybe it would be smarter to focus on the other objectives. Did the gun? Okay, I'm not invisible to sentry turrets. I can never remember, like, oh, how was my stuff set up?
Get a UAV on grid.
Crimson One taking the objective.
Green light.
Oh.
Net call. Napalm strike inbound.
I don't know, having all this silly stuff kind of popping off along, like while you're in here doing your thing, like that's interesting.
Adler requesting Watchdog Helo on my grid.
Klaus authorizing UAV mission.
Oh, do we not? Is this a bad guy helicopter? Okay, I will help shoot at it.
Watchdog helo
Requesting
engaged.
care package deployed.
Visualize enemy helo.
All right.
Beginning capture.
Ugh.
Tossing Semtex grenade.
Commence chopper gunner operations above.
Ah!
Enemy grenade.
Jesus. Master Chief in Call of Duty went, yeah, I mean, yeah, this would be the year, right?
Eyes on Semtex.
These helicopters have been out there for a long time. I feel like they aren't normally up overhead for that long, but
Moving with hand cannon.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Catch me eyes in the sky. Using hand cannon. Scout pulse available.
Crimson actual to rope spy. We know you're here. We're coming for you.
Scout pulse activated.
Hand cannon going hard. TACOM, requesting recon overhead.
nope. Just seeing ghosts. There's no one over here. Oh, there's a guy there. Not anymore.
Objective's vulnerable. Let's make it ours. Hostile
Ah! You can shoot those missiles out of the air, and let me tell you, when you do it, it's pretty cool. I guess I'm surprised that they haven't done a Halo thing yet, but you know, I'm sure that they book all these events and they figure out what their year is going to look like somewhat well in advance, and so, you know, maybe they just already had that stuff in place, or this Squid Game stuff in place and some of the other things, but I don't know. I would have thought, yeah, that they maybe would have done Halo, like a Halo thing relatively early on, but wasn't there a leak saying that they were going to do Halo stuff in Call of Duty this year? I thought that I saw something like that, but oh, sure. Yeah. Maybe they wait for, well, I don't know that that happens this year, right? I mean, but yeah, maybe they do wait a long time for it. They redesigned these menus. These are actually, but these are better menus than were here before, for whatever that's worth. How close am I to making this gun fancy and gold? I did not get very many more hip fire kills. I mean, that range of map makes sense. All the more reason to play more fucking Nuketown. Nice close range hip fire map. Fat Scout says, Master Chief will never be in Smash because nobody gives a fuck about Halo anymore aside from people in their late 30s to mid 40s who had a 360 20 years ago. I don't know, man. Solid Snake's in there. You know? Like, that's at least as ancient, if not more so. But I guess when they put Snake in, maybe he was slightly more relevant. But but yeah, Master Chief, that guy. They should put him in more stuff. That's the extent of it. Yeah, but I thought I had saw something that, you know, but someone was saying maybe they wait until Master Chief Collection comes out on PS5 and then do Master Chief for Call of Duty at that point. I guess, sure, yeah. Solid Snake is a timeless icon like Shaft. Well, then put Shaft in Smash Brothers. I mean, honestly, I know we've not seen Shaft in very many video games. Just Castlevania. But you know, put Superfly in there. Put Superfly from Daikatana in there as well. Why not? But I wonder, like, because that's something that they already own and operate, I wonder, do they go the whole hog and go like, oh, we're going to do a Halo mode, we're going to do this, and like, probably not, right? Because if they're going to do that work, they want it to be part of something they're getting paid for, like when Netflix pays them for this Squid Game stuff, as opposed to like if they just did it for Halo, it'd be like, we're doing it to promote a different game that is also a shooter, maybe. Is that weird? Is that weird that we're doing this here? And I guess there's probably a lot of, I wonder what it's like at Microsoft these days in terms of just the is everyone there on board with all of this stuff, or do they still feel queasy in their stomach when they hear ideas like, okay, let's put Master Chief into Call of Duty, and then and now he is on a PlayStation console. Wait, that's wrong. Like, is there something about that? Are there still people there that are kind of feel that way about the brand and the characters and everything else? But I don't know. You'd like to think at this point, like, if they seem like they are all in on it, right? And all the numbers indicate that, hey, there's no reason to not do exactly that. I'm asked, do people still like Master Chief? Sure. I think that there's an inherent, yes, I think people still like Master Chief. Master Chief was an iconic character. I mean, they put Lara Croft into Tomb Raider, or they put Lara Croft into Call of Duty at one point, right? So, and it's not like they're still making a ton of Tomb Raider games. So I would think that at that point, like, yeah, Master Chief, I think, clears that bar easily. They did the television show relatively recently. Halo Infinite is not that old of a game, even if no one is talking about it much these days. But yeah, there's like a larger, like, what the fuck are they gonna do with Halo? Like there's the larger conversation about the future of Halo, I think, is, or in terms of, or not what the fuck are they gonna do with Halo, because they're gonna make a first person shooter and they're gonna put it out and people will play it or they won't. But like, I mean more in terms of like, what do they do to make people care about Master Chief and Halo more than they did when Infinite came out? Because that, I don't know, that, as much as I thought Infinite was a cool fucking game, it did not put Halo back on the map in a way that mattered for them long term. I mean, they did the TV show and all the other stuff, but none of that stuff hit as hard. The TV show especially, right? I mean, it's not like, they're not making any more of it, so there's your clearest sign of all. But obviously, like, the Halo television show did not do what The Last of Us did, or what even Fallout did for those franchises in terms of spreading awareness and what have you. But yeah, I don't know. Like, that's just gets into the larger questions I think I have about the Microsoft, the pillars of the Xbox brand, and how maybe those are in need of, they need new pillars. Because I think if you think about the classic Xbox pillars of, like, it's Marcus Phoenix and the Master Chief man and a car. And maybe at some point in the past, you might have said a Fable person, a person from Fable maybe makes its way onto that Mount Rushmore or whatever at some point. But they need to come up with new stuff. And that's not to say that they don't have popular things. But, like, you don't associate that stuff necessarily with Xbox. Like, no, I don't think, and it's because it's been multi-platform and because it's been multi-platform all along, but I don't think there's a big link between Minecraft and Xbox. I don't think that there's a brand association in people's heads with those two things, right? And I think Call of Duty is the same way. You know, like, again, obviously, because it's multi-platform, like, no one is thinking of that stuff as like, oh, it comes from these people. And so, like, you wouldn't, even though they are both very popular franchises, if you were building a Mount Rushmore of Xbox franchises, you might not, because they just don't get associated with the Xbox brand, you might not pick Minecraft Steve or Call of Duty Joe, Call of Duty Lawrence. With you know, you might not put that on there. Yes, Master Chief, Voodoo Vince, Blinks the Time Cat, of course. Yeah, those. Yes, the mice from Sneakers, and of course the cast of Brute Force. I mean, we're talking about the Xbox stalwarts: Joanna Dark, Banjo, and Kazooie, and a pirate ship. The entire cast of Cocteau Chojin, Bill Gates, a bag of Doritos, and the bottom of someone's foot. The Mount Rushmore of Xbox. And I don't necessarily mean that in a, you know, I don't necessarily mean that in a negative sense. You know, if anything, I think you have to try to look at that as an opportunity and say, like, okay, you know, like, if we're really going to be able to kind of pivot Xbox into this other thing, this multi-platform brand, you know, whatever it is, you get a lot of opportunities to rethink, like, who are the faces of that brand? Who are the faces of this thing? Does it need to have faces? Because most game publishers, most multi-platform game publishers don't necessarily have, like, they don't need to have that type of, like, big brand association. I guess the biggest ones have, but, like, what would you say for EA? You know, like, it's not, for EA, it's John Madden. I mean, it's a guy in a football uniform. It's a pack of FIFA cards. You know, someone from Apex, I guess, and the helicopter from Desert Strike. No, but like, what are the modern Sims? Sure, Sims, I guess. Like, but, like, you know, Sims, it's been so long since there's been a new Sims game, right? I mean, they do their expansions and stuff still, but I don't know. They've been, like, trying to desperately figure out what the fuck they're doing with the Sims for a long time, and I don't know. I assume they're still working on whatever that phone thing that they were doing is, but yeah, you know, Sims is still big. You know, Dragon Age is a hell of a game, but, like, would you associate Dragon Age as one of EA's leading franchises right now? I'm sure numbers wise you probably would at the moment, but long term, I don't know. And so, like, those types of publishers, I mean, you know, Ubisoft, you could argue, like, Ezio, I don't know, just any assassin. But that's it, right? Or and I wouldn't even put Rayman in that anymore, because it's been so long since they've done anything meaningful with Rayman, or Rabbids for that matter. You know, Mario is a hit Ubisoft character. But yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so maybe that's not something you really think about in terms of third-party multi-platform publishers needing to have those sorts of iconic characters, but we think about that a lot for the hardware manufacturers. You know, you think about, like, you know, who is that for Sony? You know, it used to be you would boil it down to a single character because we just dealt in platform mascots, and so you just had something that was as easy as, well, you got Mario, you got Sonic, you got Keith Courage? No? Bonk? Okay, Bonk. Let's go with Bonk. And then, Sony had Crash Bandicoot there for a while and all of that stuff. But I mean, I guess who are your Mount Rushmore characters for the PlayStation brand at this point? Is it like Joel, Kratos, and Astrobot, and yeah, Polygon Man. I mean, yeah, sure, always, forever. Sir Daniel Fortescue, why not? Ratchet, yeah, Ratchet. Spider-Man, actually, yeah, probably Spider-Man. Oh, Aloy, yeah. Aloy's not a bad choice for that either. In terms of they yes, if they were choosing, I think they would put Aloy on that for sure, well before they would put Spider-Man on there because they don't own it. I don't think that's a very exciting lineup of characters personally, but if you like those games, you like those games. But like, yeah, when you think about that for Microsoft, I think that stuff got so damaged by time, not necessarily anything they did. It's just like, times changed. I don't think anyone is really it's hard. I find it very hard to believe that like when this new Gears of War comes out, that it's going to lead to like this Gears renaissance of like, it's one of the biggest games, Gears of War, one of the biggest franchises. Like it feels so far removed from what we think of as like modern gaming now. And I'm looking forward to a new Gears of War because I am a fucking old man. But like, that's not, in the grand scheme of things, I don't know that that's like a great representation of like, I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know that the Gears of War will ever be popular enough ever again to command the type of presence that it had before. There were there was a time, and I still sort of feel this way, I guess. But like, when they came time for them to talk about a new Gears of War game, it was a big deal. It's like, okay, we're going to go here. We're going to interview Cliff. We're going to talk about Gears. We're going to, they've got a fucking brand new, like a brand new goddamn Gears of War game. It's a very exciting. They've got a whole this horde mode thing they're talking about now. I don't know what that is, but we're going to find out. We're going to this horde event. We're going to check this thing out. And like, they had multiple events for this stuff. Halo, same deal. And I just don't know that any of either of those franchises commands that the way that they used to, But I don't know that any game does. Honestly, I don't know that any game commands that type of like. We were talking about it on the podcast yesterday. Arthur brought up the idea of just like what's left of like the kind of console monoculture and how even that is spread out. And I think he's right. Like Nintendo is as close as it gets to that big mainstream thing anymore. And everything else just doesn't feel as large. These franchises, and maybe you don't understand it if you weren't there to cover it. And I don't know if it ever felt this way on that end of the screen. But like we would go to these events and it would be like they had rented out this massive fucking thing and they were putting on big gigantic events of like, look at this fucking Halo, look at the, and they were doing all of the marketing deals that don't really get done the same way anymore in terms of like, Call of Duty did its stuff. But like there was, they did fucking custom flavors of Mountain Dew for a Halo release. And it was a good flavor and I miss it very much. I miss Game Fuel. The orange one specifically. And so, yeah, I don't know, like nothing really commands that level. EA had fucking Ozzy Osbourne play a fucking show or do a couple of songs at least on like, it was like the rooftop of the Ed Sullivan Theater or something for like the release of Madden, for their midnight launch of Madden. Like, it was fucking ridiculous. And because the games, there were fewer games coming out, but people were driven towards these big tentpole releases in ways that, like they felt like these massive cultural events. And now I think the only thing we have left that approaches that, and it's sad, I think, in a way, because I think it makes, even if the numbers and the math and everything says otherwise, I do think that like games don't feel as large as they used to, because they used to feel like these big mainstream events that reached outside of gaming culture. And maybe it's just that gaming culture has grown and the number of people playing games has grown, that they don't need to go try to chase after people who might not be interested in games. They can just go after, the tuned in audience, because that stuff's already there. But like, that's the stuff, when we talk about like, the back and forth of like, man, E3 needed to evolve, but also, man, the industry feels weird without E3. And, like all of that feeds into it. The thing you used to get, and I think we'll get this, maybe we'll even get this week, maybe we'll even get this tomorrow if the Switch stuff happens. But like one of the biggest mainstream things that would happen in gaming every year or two, or like every year, usually they would have something. The front page of USA Today would have whatever Nintendo's big E3 thing on it. The day of their press conference or the day after or whatever, the front page of USA Today, they would get the exclusive on like, here's the fucking Wii, here's whatever Nintendo is doing. And, it's like, what the fuck? Who cares? It's a fucking newspaper. It's 2025. Who gives a shit? Things have changed, right? But like at the time, we would be at E3 and you would get it. You would end up, they would throw a copy of USA Today at your door, because hotels used to leave newspapers at your door every morning. And you would look at it and go like, yep, there it is. Yeah, I don't know. That's crazy. And it would feel like a big deal. And now nothing really does that. But at the same time, I think, because of the way the internet has continued to grow and people get their information, whether it's true or not, from the internet, you don't need to get the front page of a newspaper to get the news out about your console. But I bet they do it. I bet they still, I would not be shocked if, when the time came for them to put their trailer out or whatever, that they had some kind of mainstream news thing lined up to go alongside it. It just feels like a very Nintendo thing to do. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like, yeah, what's the big stuff? Yeah, the mainstream crossover Fortnite stuff. Big Apple says entertainment as a whole feels smaller now. I think I agree, man. I don't know. The Marvel stuff felt like the biggest things in the world there for a while. But I don't know that I don't know that those movies feel that way anymore. Yeah. It's weird. I don't know. It's something that like I think I have to try to check myself on pretty routinely, because as someone who was there to cover all of that stuff when it was this big pomp and circumstance fucking dog and pony show, whatever you want to call it, like the announcements these days don't hit those big seismic, it doesn't have that seismic feel that those things used to have. Even GTA, when GTA comes back around and they're ready to talk, what are they going to do? They'll put out a trailer. And that's all they've ever needed to do. Maybe they'll put out a post 2 days before it that says, hey, by the way, new trailer on Thursday. Come back Thursday at 10 a.m. to watch our new trailer. They've done that before. Because they don't need to go out there and beat the drum that loud. Like the people who want GTA will find it. And when the game's available, there'll be advertisements wherever the advertisements are shown. Twitch.tv on it, will it say Grand Theft Auto on the mat of a wrestling show? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe that's not their style. But who sees ads anymore? There's so many ways to eliminate so many different types of advertisements from your life. That's sort of weird. Yeah, yes, exactly. Yeah, there you go. Lego Mago says you still see them in GTA Online updates. There you go. They'll market directly to their best customers, the ones that they know will be there. They already know that those players will buy it. Anyone still playing GTA Online this many years in, they're going to buy GTA 6. I'm going to say 90% or more. Like they'll get that game. If not immediately, then eventually they will end up with a copy of that game one way or the other, right? And there's enough of them there that works. Yes, unless they're on PC. That's why I say they will end up with one immediately. If not immediately, then eventually. You know, if they don't play it on console and it doesn't inspire them to go out and buy a console, which I'm sure Sony and Microsoft are probably both hoping for that. Then you know, they'll wait for PC or something. I don't know. It's just it's a different world. Flip up glasses. What do they think of next? But yeah, I do, you know, like I said, I have to kind of like keep myself in check because it's very easy to look at that stuff and go like, oh man, this stuff was bigger before. And no, like if you look at the numbers and the people that are engaging with this content online and the people that hear about these games and franchises and whatever else, like, no, actually, like plenty of people are hearing about, like, getting the word out about a new big game is not the problem. They're getting the word out just fine. The problem is that the competition and the people are just like, oh, that's cool. I'm over here. I'm too busy playing this game to give a shit about whatever it is you're working on. And so whatever. And, you know, shaking people loose from whether it's, you know, Fortnite or Roblox or Minecraft or whatever. GTA Online, you know, is definitely on that list. And so, you know, you have to figure out how to get someone to stop playing something so that they can make room in their life to play something new. That's I think the scariest part about where games are at right now is, you know, people used to move from game to game to game and they were buying a lot of those games and whatever. And now it's, I don't know, you don't have that anymore. And you still have companies that are placing bets at these hundreds of millions of dollars of budget, like they think that it's going to crack through and do that. Like, you know, I don't mean to be a dick about it, and I got to go soon, but about, like, Assassin's Creed Shadows looks cool. It's a game that is going to bring me back to Assassin's Creed for the first time in a few years, for sure. That I will at least try it out. But like, if you're out there playing one of these larger, more multiplayer or social focused games and you're playing with all your friends and you're doing this and that, like, do you even care? Do you even care enough about a game that is like that to bother engaging with it? I think that there's certain demographics that do. That they're like, oh, in the lull of this, oh, this month's update for this game is bad, so I'm going to play Assassin's Creed, and then maybe, but like, so many people are locked in on so many different, you know, either games that just get updates all the time or annual franchises like the sports stuff. You know, whether it's EA Sports FC or I guess now college football, you know, that'll be a big deal for them going forward. Or stuff like Call of Duty. Yeah, this new Dynasty Warriors out. Like, what? It's coming soon, I guess. Sure. Why not? I don't know. But yeah, I think that all that adds up to just like, I think that there's something that I think there's something that kind of has to change. And I don't know what that something is, but I think that like the amount of money that would probably has already gone into something like Assassin's Creed and the number of players they have to get to try to make that money back and then some, I think it's a real uphill battle. And so I do wonder if anyone wakes up and goes like, oh, we actually should start placing smaller bets. And some of these games, some of these ideas are concepts that, like, yeah, they're not meant to be played forever. And here's a game you can pick up for, maybe not full price or whatever, that like, hey, in between the other games you're already playing, this game fits in perfectly, and trying to find games that can exist like that. That's a meager, weird existence to take on, especially if you're used to making some of the biggest games in the world. But I wonder if that ends up being a way forward for some of these larger publishers that, like Ubisoft needs to restructure and needs to figure out what the fuck they're going to be and all this other stuff. And I wonder if that ends up being a potential route for them, but who the hell knows? A lot of different ways to do it, I guess, but I wonder. And sure, yes, when does Fortnite taper off? When do that's a good question, but also I think that's the question people asked about Minecraft for a really long time, and then it kind of didn't. Or it did, but not to the degree that changed anything, I remember talking to developers when Minecraft first got really big who were worried then. And that's like over 10 years ago now. They were just like, shit, dude, I don't know how we ship a game now. Or for them, it was even a hard time getting stuff greenlit because every other publisher out there was just like, yo, man, we should make a Minecraft. And then other publishers who were like, we don't want to make anything at all like Minecraft. We want to do something different. And so they couldn't figure out the types of games they wanted to invest in, and developers couldn't figure out what games they had to make. It was like a really, it was a complicated time. And in a lot of ways, that time never went away. And so, they'll bleed some players off as they age out or whatever, but maybe those players aren't even looking for something new. Maybe they're just like, I had a lot of fun with Minecraft, and now I'm into getting high behind a convenience store because I'm 16. I don't know. What are the kids doing today? Are they getting high behind convenience stores? If not, then we've truly failed. I got to go. I'll be back on Friday to rank some 8-bit Nintendo games. You can influence that list. You can go to patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann and sign up for the advisory panel. Or, hey, you want an ad-free version of the podcast, you get that. Bonus content there as well for you. Check it out. And I'll see you on Friday. We will conduct some science. Until then, have a good one.